Guys, how's everybody doing tonight? I did this back in the beginning of the year, and we're actually doing double duty here. I want to do a tutorial stream for a bunch of new players, and at the same time, I want to go through the new player experience again. Basically do what I did back in January, if anybody here watched my stream series back then, where I spent about a month starting from scratch with just a starter pack, seeing what the experience is like for the new player, and then seeing how possible it is to grind into new ship, grind new modules, whatever your goal is. The new player experience has changed a lot since January, and that's mainly why I want to do this over again. So what this stream is going to be, and not just this stream, but I'm going to do multiple other streams after this, probably for at least a month, where I'm just going to keep playing on this account and seeing how much money I can make, essentially. So this is a brand new, fresh CSC account. I just created it. I got a new version of a new Steam account to link to it, so I could get the Vanguard SC starter pack along with it. And we're gonna go ahead and launch into the game here. And this should start us absolutely fresh. If any of you guys just started the game today or recently, this will probably make a lot of sense to you, seeing what's happening. And we're going to go through the tutorial just like I'm a new player and everything. We're going to go everything step by step. I need to change my graphics settings here too, so it doesn't keep shrinking down in resolution like that. But basically I want to see what all the new players are going through, what their struggles are, and then also give them something to watch, so they can hopefully learn a thing or two from me going through the same stuff. Alright, the introduction. Congratulations on joining the team here at Galactic Federation Industries, GFI for short. As our latest independent contractor, we welcome you with open arms. So this is Admiral Latoria Lucian, one of the first NPC characters we encounter in the game. She's basically just talking about yada yada yada. This is CSC, we got 50 plus systems, so let's get going.
My man. My man.
So before we do this,
my man.
So we're going through the controls here, holocron, blah blah blah. I haven't looked at any of this stuff in forever. I never looked at it in detail, so I want to kind of make sure that we're not missing any obvious stuff here. Yeah, that's probably good. Alright, I want to change my graphics settings real quick. I don't want the music is off. Okay, that should all be good. Then while we have the options open, because this is kind of a new player thing as well. So I'm on my gaming desktop right now, so I'm not gonna have any struggles running the game. But when I'm on a laptop, and I might struggle some, what I do is obviously you're gonna set the game quality to a much lower setting, your resolution to whatever the needed resolution is. But one thing I found that helps on my laptop is this VSync count setting. I have it so whatever V blank means, this is dependent on the frequency of your monitor. So if you have like 144 hertz monitor, it's gonna peg it to 144 frames per second. If you have a 60 hertz monitor, it's gonna peg it to 60 frames per second. This one's monitor is 60, so I mean I'm just gonna leave it there. But on my laptop, what I do is I change this to every second V blank. And that pegs at the 30 FPS, and that helps the performance a lot. My laptop doesn't get as hot, it's not as laggy. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Alright, so first thing, I actually have to read the tutorials because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm slipstreaming. Yeah, so your ship is docked at GFI home station near Venus. To claim it, you'll need this personnel data chip, which I provided for your first assignment before the basic spotting. Okay, I know the basics. So let's get rid of these. So there's a couple different ways you can slipstream to GFI home. If you know where it is, and all these POI markers here, you can find it. That's Radiance too, so it's actually probably behind us. Okay, I don't know. See, I don't really know the POIs in Sol well enough. I don't spend a lot of time here, so I'm just going to open the nav map. GFI home. Double click, select it, engage slipstream. And we're going to knock up the engine power to 150% so we can get there a little bit quicker. Here, let me get these down so I can see chat. Yeah, so I have the DLive chat open as well as the chat on Gamers Hub. So you can drop questions in either, and I'll see them. Alright, so it's just telling us how to dock. So, oh, one more thing, you need that Vulcan Skipper. So the Vulcan Skipper is the other like small starting ship you can get. You can actually start the game with just the standalone, not put $1 into it, and you can get the Vulcan Skipper from this tutorial, and you could grind your way through that. But it honestly, to me, the $10 for Steam is worth it. One, because Steam auto updates, versus the standalone, you would need to re-download the whole client every time there's a patch. Which, since we're in like a beta phase, there can be a patch every week, so that can be a pain in the butt. And then also with the $10 Steam, you also get that $10 starter pack, so it's kind of good from here. So first GFI assignment. So assignments, GFI welcomes you. So for this, your objective is the personal data ship. This is what we're gonna get. Okay, I think I just turned this in right at the station here, so I can get rid of this. Right click on the station dock. I'm gonna be moving pretty quick through this. And I'm not gonna go through like the whole UI like piece by piece because it's pretty massive now. We'll just hit on it little by little as we're going. Now you're docked. Let's hand in that mission. Blah blah blah. Click next to see how you board and equip your ship. Alright, so I don't need to see this. I'm just making sure I don't accidentally skip a part of the tutorial mission line and mess everything up. Okay. Well, that's good. Just use this mission shortcut. So it's giving us shortcuts, but all these things it's sending us to, you can see them on the top. So like we're on the missions tab right now. Yeah, we can go over the marketplace right after this. As long as I have something I can sell or show you how to sell. Or I can log into my other account also. So GFI welcome to you completed. So when they're green like this, that means they're completed, obviously. So we're gonna go ahead and complete this. So we got the Vulcan Skipper and the mining beam from this tutorial, but since I have the Steam version and I linked the Steam account, I should have a Vanguard SC. So I think the Skipper is actually faster. So we're gonna board the Skipper for now, so we spend less time slipstreaming places. So yeah, to board a ship, you're gonna go to loadout button right here, the second room from the top in the left. You're gonna come to your hangar right here, pick the ship you want, and then click board. So we're already boarded on it. And then to equip it, why is it? Are we not? Oh, we are. Okay, we got 3 module slots on the Skipper. Like it's a tiny ship. We don't really need to put anything on it, but I'll just show you guys how to put stuff on it for now. So just click and drag. Click and drag. Bam, just like that. So a few things with this screen. It's gonna work fine with this ship because it's so tiny. But say you have like a Sovereign and you got, I don't know, like 70 module slots, you can hit some issues every once in a while. So a good tip when you're equipping larger ships is to hit this reload button every once in a while. And if you ever think like, oh, I have this module in my cargo but it just disappeared, before you freak out, click this reload button. because a lot of times it's just your cargo just hasn't updated. I'm not gonna have any issues with this account because I have nothing on it. But like on my main account where I have thousands of things, that happens all the time where it's like a little laggy and you just hit the reload button and it fixes it. So let's go ahead and talk about the stats a little while we're here. I'm not going to go in depth each stat. That's a whole stream into itself. But like when you're equipping, you'll notice, see how they're not just, the numbers are obviously going to change. Like I just pulled off a shield so you can see like the shield's decreased. But what I want to point out here is the colors. So the colors, if it changes to green, that means it was an improved stat when you equip that module. If it changes to red, that means it decreased it. So I don't think I have, so you can see everything's yellow right now, but if I put on this laser, what should happen is total DPS should go up and be green, and like power recharge and power available should go down, which means it's gonna turn red. Oh, yeah, power draw should go, power draw goes up, not power recharge going down, my bad. So you'll see how those change there. Alright, so let's look at where we need to go. So you'll see this GFI network tab. This window, it can be a little confusing at first, because when you open it, it just has stuff like this, and you're like, oh, this is just news, they're trying to get me to buy stuff in the store, or whatever. But this window actually has a lot of very useful stuff outside the news and the store tab that you're going to see mostly when you open it. So what you're going to be using when you first start off a lot is this assignments tab. So the assignments is like, it's a pretty new system. Like the only missions in the assignments system right now are the tutorial missions. So the only missions here right now are tutorial missions, but eventually like you'll be able to get much higher ranks and do a lot more missions in here. There's a lot of speculation about what the assignments feature is going to be like, because none of us really know. I think the best speculation right now is you're going to be able, well, we know you're going to be able to gain higher rank, and then the higher ranks go, the more missions you'll be able to complete and accept. So like there'll be some missions that will require you to have like rank 50 before you can do it. And so there might be a mission that gives you like a pack or SE, but you can't get to that mission until you're rank 50. So you're going to have to do all this grinding to get to that mission to be able to get that pack or SE. So this is our next step in our tutorial mission line. So they need us to deliver ore, 10 iron ore to this station. Oh, I think I have to go mine it, that's why. So I need to make sure I have a mining beam attached. So I just accepted it, and it should be in my missions log now. So, yep, right here, GFI assignment 1. So I need to go mine 10 iron ore. Make sure I got a mining beam on there. I hope I don't get killed. And we're gonna undock. Alright, let me check the chats. Yeah, so once I come back with some ore, I'll go over like buying and selling it, because as like a new player, right now the best way to make GRP to buy new stuff is to mine ore and then sell it. And there's two ways you can sell. You can like just put up a sell order selling at the price you want, or you can sell into someone else's buy order. Yeah, it's being recorded. So it's just giving us the pilot thing again. Let's try the autopilot. See where they send us.
Oh man! Oh jeez! Oh.
I wonder which field it's gonna send us to. Oh, how far? Oh, there's one right here. So this is gonna tell us how to use the mining beam, which I know how to do. So I'm just gonna click through that. Turn on your shields. That's one thing that's a common mistake among new players. They just assume the shields are always on. They are not always on. They are only on if this little green light is on the icon. So there's a few ways you can pilot your ship. So you can click and drag like this, and it'll just keep going forever in that direction, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to click this button. Looks like a stop sign. It stops you, obviously. And the way I have come to pilot most of my time in my main account is manual mode. So this is manual mode. You want to click it for it to be on. Then you can hit F to start flying, and then you can use the A key and D key to turn your ship however you want. So as you can see, it's like a lot nicer. I think it's a lot more comfortable for most gamers that are used to like WASD gaming. Alright. So we're going to mine this asteroid now. So to mine an asteroid, you can click it, see it's selected, and then click your mining beam. Let's go ahead and turn up this. So what I just did is I turned up my offensive power. What this does is it speeds up your mining beams. It'll also speed up your weapons if you're in combat. I'm going to actually deselect that asteroid because I want to show you guys another way to select it. So when you come to mine a lot, you're probably not going to click on the asteroids themselves. You can do Control T, and you'll actually be able to target multiple asteroids. And you can actually mine multiple asteroids at once if you have multiple beams. But I do not. So we're just going to mine this guy again. And we'll just mine until cargo is full, which is probably only going to take 1 or 2 more pulls. But we need iron ore, and I have no iron ore. So I need to find an asteroid with iron ore. Did I get some iron ore then? So you also have mining logs where you can see like what you're getting, and I got no iron ore there either. The one time I want iron, why is it so hard to find? Just give me 10 iron. There we go. We got iron. Okay. Oh, this is good. I didn't know they had this video explaining GAIL. So basically what this says is GAIL is just an approximation of the value of what you're mining. And when I say approximation, it is a very loose approximation in some cases. Because it's dependent on the data it has, which it actually pulls all of the data from the in-game marketplace for GRP, GFC, and it pulls all of the data from all the CSC items sold on OpenSea, since CSC items were sold on OpenSea like 2 years ago. But the problem with that is early on in the market, we're still technically early on in the market, is prices have fluctuated so much, so they're not really accurate on some things, and some things really haven't been sold because they're so rare and it's early in the game, so the approximation on them isn't as good. And then the big problem specifically with common ores is they are actually worth less than 1 GRP if you're selling raw common ore. So it can't really give you a good approximation on raw common ore right now, because the value of GRP is not low enough to like determine the price actually. So we have our 10 iron ore, and we're going to go back to station. Complete our mission, and then I will show you guys how to sell ore on the market. And hopefully there are some buy orders for some of this common ore. Probably not. So I can show you guys how to sell into a buy order. So yeah, only toasted. So for you guys not on the D Live, only toasted just says they should add bundles so you can sell 100,000 ore at a time, and that's actually a plan in the works. It shouldn't be too long. And you can see the containers are actually here now. So like here you go, iron small container. So once these are fully implemented, you're going to be able to put 10,500 iron ore into a small container and then sell it at one price. So if you want to sell 10,000 iron ore for 100 GRP, you'll be able to do it with this container. And another thing, these containers are also going to be mintable. So say you have a fat stack of trilite, which if you're a new player, trilite is the rarest and probably the most valuable ore in the game. You'll be able to do something like put 100,000 trilite ore into one of these containers, mint it, and then sell it on OpenSea for ETH. Alright, so it's just telling us we're going to turn in that mission. It seems like it assumes you didn't accept the mission, but I did, because I was just explaining it. Alright. So we got our 10 iron ore, we're going to complete it. So this is going to give us a good bit to talk about, because this gave us a master blueprint for a GFI standard laser cannon, as well as ingredients to craft one. Before we get into all that, let's sell some stuff on the market. So let's see what we got in our ship. So I want to stack all this ore. If it actually stacks. Stacking is buggy right now for anyone who's new. It's been a persistent thorn in the side of players. Let's try the stack all button. If not, we'll transfer all. It tends to stack better in station. Oh, there you go. In my experience. Transfer it all over. So let's check the ores on the market and see if we have any buy orders for common ores, which I'm highly doubting. So there's two tabs in the market here for buying and selling. One is assets. Everything under assets is going to be mintable, I believe, at some point, which means they are going to be NFTs. And then resources are FTs, fungible tokens. I might not be 100% on that, but that's the rough way they're split. So for raw ore, we're going to come into here, resources, expand resource, go to raw. Let's check iron ore. No buy order, not surprising. Quartz ore, no buy order, not surprising again. Nickel ore, yeah. Pyrite, we might get lucky on. Alright, so like as you can see, nobody really buys common ores. Because you can't, like as I said earlier, one piece of common ore is worth less than 1 GRP. So what you would do as a new player is you would use, if you have a stack of common ore you want to sell, the best path forward is to go to workshops here on the left. And you'll see there's actually public workshops you can use. And you're going to want to pick the one with the highest yield and the lowest tax. And then hourly fee. It's really going to be up to you. Oh, you're going to make a buy order? Okay. And you could actually use these. I'm not going to start it because one, I don't have the GRP right now to pay for it. But basically what you do, you come in here. Let's say we're going to refine pyrite. Click and drag, just like when you're equipping a ship. You put it in here, put it all in there. It would take 6 months, and we'd come out, and then we'd have 7 refined pyrite ore, which if we go to the marketplace, we're now going to look at processed pyrite. See, now we have buy orders for processed pyrite. So we had pyrite. So we had 233 refined down to 7. I think that's a decent yield. Quick math in my head. So then we could turn around and sell the 7 for 13 GRP each. And that's the best way to make money as a new player. That and running missions. All depends on your style. Some people like the solitude and peace and quiet of mining. Some people like running around missions, station to station, and all that. Combat, killing NPCs. It's up to you. So I'm not actually going to refine this though, because I don't have the GRP to do it anyways. So we'll wait. Oh, let's actually... So what I can show you how to do... Wait a second, I'm thinking it wanted you to craft that laser, but we can't yet because we don't have a manufacturing thing. Unless I just blazed through the mission text and I didn't read what I was actually supposed to do, which is entirely possible. You can now turn that mission you accepted earlier. Blah blah blah. Okay, so you're not required to craft it just yet for the mission. So MK in the Gamers Hub asks, is it possible to share modules between clan members? I don't know if I would call it sharing, but you can send something to someone so they can borrow it and then send it back later. Only one person can use a module at a time. To send something, you're going to need the person's SC ID, which they can get by going to the GFI network tab and their profile, and boom, it's this thing right here, the 1X number. Hit this, copy it, boom. And then say I wanted to lend this standard mining beam to someone. I'd right click on it, click send, put their SC ID in here. Control C, Control V works. And then I would confirm, but I'm obviously not going to send it to myself. And then they can send it back when they're done. No, there's no shared inventories. Alright, let's check. Allegria says he put the buy order for raw pyrite up, so let's go ahead and check that. I might need to refresh. Nah, yeah, there's no way to share inventory. That would get messy. Because I mean, because some people have a lot of value in their accounts, like thousands of dollars. I mean, you could share an account technically, but only one person could play at a time, and I wouldn't recommend it. Waiting to see if this buy order pops up, because it's not popping up. I'll agree. You said you put it up for. Did you put it up for raw pyrite? Maybe if I reload it, undock and undock, it'll force an update. But I don't have to do that usually. No, I don't know when containers are coming out, Axe. I would assume soon, but I haven't really heard anything or asked about them. I'll ask about them later though, because that would be really nice. Alright, we're not going to go to Jupiter just yet. I want to put in this sell into this buy order for Trilite to show you guys how that works. I'm just undocking and redocking to try and force the market to refresh. Alright, let's check the market. I bet, oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I bet someone filled the order. Okay, so we're not gonna worry about selling into buy order. but I'll show you guys just how to list something for sale. So to list something for sale, so specifically with the word, the thing to note is you can't determine the quantity you sell after you get into the sell dialog. So say I only wanted to sell 100 pyrite ore right now, I would want to split the stack right now before putting it for sale. So to split, you just right click, hit split, 100. Give it a second, there's our stack of 100. So now we want to sell this 100, right click, sell item. We're going to sell for GRP. 100 GRP or 1 GRP each. It's telling us there's 100 of it that we'll be selling. 5% is the fee that GFI will take. 5% is the fee across the board right now for all GFI stations. There's only one player-owned station right now, and that's in Proxima Prime. The fee there is 3%. And then I would click sell. This is like a nice pop-up. This is mainly to make sure that people don't accidentally list something like a ship for like 1,000 GRP instead of 1,000 GFC. So I would ignore this, but this is off. I'm gonna I bet there's an outlier right now in the data that is pulling this up, because this should be 1 GRP, not 966. So boom, you see it disappeared from my inventory because it is now in escrow, and it is now in the market. And if we come here to pyrite ore, we'll be able to see our order. It will be highlighted. There are so many sell orders for pyrite, it's ridiculous. There it is. See this blue one? That's us. If it's highlighted in blue like this and has this little like diamond icon over here, that's one of your sell orders. And you can also see your actively open orders by going to this active ore tab. So it shows us you have pyrite ore at 1 GRP a piece, 100 of them for sale at GFI home station, install. And this is also where you can close it. So if I didn't want to sell this, I would hit close sell, which I'm actually going to do because this isn't going to sell. And I'll just sit on it until I can refine it and sell it. I'm going to check the chats real quick. So I'm not seeing any other questions really, unless I missed any. If I missed your question, just repeat it. Alright, so what's our next mission? I think we have to go to Jupiter. Why is it not showing in my missions tab? Do I have to accept it in the assignments? Yep, accept. Alright, so now we're on it. We're going to undock.
Undocking initiated.
And we need to go to Jupiter. Where's Jupiter? There's one thing about this game, if you don't know the solar system well, you're going to learn it. Because everything in the game is actually like real life. Like even the distances, like the star systems. Like if we go to the galactic view map, all these little circles, these are different systems. I think there's 57 right now, but these are actually real systems. Like there's actually a Barnard star, and it's actually about 5.98 light years away from our solar system. And all of these are actually real stars in our galaxy that are these distances away. Always make sure your engines are at 150% when slipstreaming. Man, look at the skipper. This thing's going 18x light speed and slip. Oh, you guys imagine doing this in a Vanguard SE? That's why it's, if you have this and you're doing missions with long run times and your cargo fits in the Vulcan skipper and all you have is this Vulcan skipper or the Vanguard SE, definitely want to run around to the skipper because the skipper is probably like 3 to 4 times faster than the Vanguard SE. So if I was in the Vanguard SE, which is your starter pack ship, it comes with the Steam purchase, it would have probably taken us like 6 or 7 minutes to get to Jupiter. But with this thing, it's only taken us like less than 2. So that's probably the biggest pain in my opinion. At least last time I did a starter playthrough, the 2 biggest pain points for me were 1, the travel time because the ship's so slow, and 2, the lack of missions I could do to grind because the ship just wasn't really capable of it or didn't have the cargo to carry everything. But all of that's been improved since I did the last playthrough in January, because now the Vanguard SE has buffs. Its stats got buffed. It's got ship buffs that increase like speed and damage. The distance between missions has been decreased greatly because all the missions are now within 110,000 Gs of the stations they're in. The cargo on the Vanguard SE got buffed. Now you got this nice little skipper you can run around in at 18x light speed, which is pretty wild. That's very fast for those of you that don't know. Like if I'm in like my Enterprise D and I'm equipped out for like mission running, I might be doing like 25 or 30x light speed, and that's like on a I don't know how many hundreds of dollars build. So I mean, doing 18x in this little guy is pretty amazing. That's a big time saver. And Jupiter Station for me, oh there it is. It's always the slowest station to spawn. I don't know if it's because it's got to load Jupiter too, or what, but Jupiter station always takes a little longer to load for me. I don't know why. Just 1 second. Alright, so we're in Jupiter. Oh, I hope I wasn't, so I just made a very noob mistake. I undocked from the station, traveled to the mission turn-in, but I did not load the cargo into my ship. Or did I? Did it auto-load it? Oh, it automatically loaded it for me. I thought I was gonna have to fly back. That used to be a problem. Alright. So we got 500 GRP. Oh, we're rich. We got 550 GRP. And we also got... Hold on. Yeah, I got it. We also got a crate. A supply crate. Let me take a screenshot of that so they can fix it real quick. Alright, let's open our supply crate. Do I have to, I think I have to go into the store to open it. Thought it'd be different. Where was it? Commander inventory. So what I did there, because I went kind of quick, GFI network, store, commander inventory. So if I sent you crates earlier and you wanted to open them in game, you could come here and they'd be here. Yes, I went to open it. I feel like this opening animation might be loud for you guys. What did we get? So these supply crates have pretty limited inventory. And that's mainly to keep people from making hundreds of vaults to farm them. That's actually the only reason it has limited inventory. So we got a bunch of little GFI standard things. Oh, so remember what I said earlier? Well, actually, I don't know if these crate items will go here or they'll go to the home station. Yep, see, there they are. So remember what I said earlier about thinking there's supposed to be something in inventory, but it's not there? Always hit the reload button. That just happened to me. So we're actually going to move all these over. So if you have a batch of stuff like this and you move it into your ship cargo quickly or back, or vice versa, you can either use the transfer all button here, or you can hold down shift and click. So say you had 10 things here and you want to transfer 9 of them but leave one, shift click would have been better. Or you could, or if you want to transfer all 10, just click transfer all, but there's no items transfer. So we're good. Why does it keep telling me to travel to Jupiter? Rogue drones have been an issue for G5 since the beginning. As a commander in the Federation, expect you to take down drones whenever possible. Ooh. So if I'm going to take down some drones, I'm not going to need this mining laser. I want to do this other laser cannon, but I don't know if my ship can handle that power-wise. I'm going to guess not. So what I'm looking at here, because I have 2 weapons, which are laser cannons attached in a shield, and just on my knowledge of all the weapons in the game, anything with the word laser or energy beam in it is typically a high power draw. So I'm looking at my total power draw. It is 195 gigawatts per second. My recharge rate is only 80 gigawatts per second. So that means if I went out and I try to kill something with both of these attached right now, I'd probably hit a power overload, or I would have to operate at like reduced power. So I'm actually only going to go with one right now. We'll just take this guy off. So now we're at 135 and 80. That should be manageable. We'll throw this power core on there too, since we have a spare slot. So this power core just increased our total power available to the maximum. And let's undock and go find those drones.
Undocking initiated.
Alright, so where were these drones? Oh, I didn't accept the mission. So if you're in the tutorial you have this thing, but there's no missions, we're going to go to GFI network again. That's kind of oh no, that makes sense. Okay. We're going to go to our assignments, click accept. Now it's in our missions. Nice thing when you have combat missions, or any missions with coordinates you have to travel to, is you can populate the coordinates you have to go to. I think 2 ways. So like, I double clicked on the objective here. Is that it? No, I don't think that is. So we're gonna, I thought you could double click on the objective and it would take you to the coordinates, but we're gonna click on these coordinates instead. Yeah, there you go, that's right. So I clicked on these coordinates, it shows me where they are. We can close this. That's why I'm in the drones are in Proxima. They're not in Sol, right? Okay, so we need to go to Proxima first. That's why it didn't work. My bad. You can tell I haven't really done these tutorial missions before. So to go to Proxima, so to go from system to system, there's 3 ways you can travel. You have super gates, which look like this. Super gates can take you to any other system that has a super gate, which is a fair amount of systems right now. But they cost you 2,000 trilite concentrate fuel, which is probably like 8 or 9 cents right now. So normally I would go to the and just use a super gate and be lazy, but I don't have any trilite. Oh, actually they gave me trilite fuel, so we'll go ahead and slipstream here and use that trilite fuel they gave me while I talk about the other gates. So if you're cheap or you don't have trilite fuel, there's all kinds of other jump gates around that look like this. See how it doesn't look as fancy? But these jump gates are bi-directional, meaning they're only going to and from one system. So like this gate will only take you to GX Andromeda. There's a gate that will only take you to Proxima. I think that's it, yeah. And they take you back and forth. And as you can see, the bi-directional gates tend to be a little farther out in the system than the super gate, which is like right in the middle next to the main station typically. So it's pretty much just like a convenience thing. It's like paying for a toll road versus taking the free roads, I guess. But yeah. And then the third way you can travel, I guess technically there's 4 ways. So you can also interstellar FTL, which takes time. Sometimes it can be a couple hours, sometimes it can be a couple days, depending on where you're going and how fast your ship is. To do that, you just open the map. That was the map, duh. Select the system you want, and then you would click travel. And see, if I want to go to Regal Taurus via interstellar FTL, it would take me 11 hours. The other way, the fourth way that you can travel between systems is if you have a jump drive. And if you have a jump drive, you can pay to just quantum jump straight to one of these systems instantly. But that can be expensive. That usually, the cost of that, you pay TCF for that as well. And the cost varies, 1, on the size of your ship, 2, how far you're going, and 3, how much weight you have in your ship. Which, if you're queue jumping, I would recommend having next to no weight in your ship, because cargo is stupidly expensive. But we're gonna go and use the super gate since they just gave me some free TCF. Oh, that's a good idea, Cappuccino. Like a third button. I didn't think about that. So Cappuccino in the D-Live chat said they need to add gate travel as its own option before clicking FTL travel. So like, I'm guessing you mean here in the map. So if I clicked travel here, it would have a jump gate button too. That would take you to the jump gate. I guess it's kind of like the autopilot system, but I'll be straight up honest, I haven't used the autopilot system once yet. I haven't had much time to play as I wanted, and I'm also just kind of set in my ways of queue jumping and super gating everywhere. And this is a bug. So if you get this, what you need to do is restart your client. That's a pretty... And don't worry about what I'm looking at right now. This is a console to look at errors. Alright, so I'm actually going to exit to desktop and restart since that gate is bugged for me right now. I'm hoping we have a fix for that jump gate issue in this patch this week, but I don't know. Because they were already working on a fix for it last week, but I don't know if it was completed. Let's make sure that OBS is picking up the game again now that I restarted it. Yeah, we're good. So I made fat stacks of TCF back in the day. So I'm sitting on a motherload of TCF right now. So I've been very frivolous with my use of it. But I should probably start getting into better habits. Yeah, Proxima Sol I don't use super gates for anymore. It's very nice that those ones are so easy to travel back and forth since like they're the two major systems right now. But everywhere else, I use super gates. The exception to that is when I'm doing refining runs into Wriggle. When I'm doing refining runs into Wriggle, I'll actually interstellar FTL back and forth between Proxima and Wriggle. Just in case there's gate campers. I don't want them to kill me when I have like thousands of ore on me. Alright, where were we? Come on. Let's see. Work, work, work. What the? Alright, let's go to the bi-directional and see if that works. That one didn't even throw an error. Alright, so we're going to actually fly out to this free jump gate here since this super gate is bugging on us. Engines 250% when you slipstream. Rule of thumb. Save yourself a lot of time. What time is it? I'm probably not going to go for... I'm probably going to go for like 20 more minutes. Because I actually haven't finished my work for today yet, so I need to go and finish today's work that I was supposed to do this morning. So if you guys, any questions at all, like if you're brand new to the game, no question is a dumb question. Just drop them in the chats and I'll get to them. Hopefully this one works. Boom. And GFI is really dropping the ball. The free gates are functioning better than their super gates. They're losing out on some revenue here. You know, you're in Proxima. And I think the mission is it. So there's 2 stations in Proxima. Most systems right now only have 1 station outside of a select view. But yeah, GFI Proxima 1 located, so click lose, slipstream. Yeah, it'll have a replay on DLive, and then you could either, I don't know if you've downloaded stuff off of DLive before, like Allegria. I think I might have it recording locally too. If not, I can always download it off of DLive so you can replay it. Yeah, it's recording too. So I can just send you the file. Where, oh, I was supposed to go to kill the drones first. Duh. This is what I get for just trying to like be fancy and skip through stuff. I need to go here actually and kill the drones. I'm not Jirax. I'll be straight up, I don't know autopilot well yet. I need to get on one of these days and just like use autopilot for a couple hours because I don't know it that well. Axe asked in a DLive if players on autopilot can be stopped in any way. But so, well, what exactly do you mean by that, Axe? Do you mean the player themselves, can they stop? Or do you mean can, like, a player being a pirate, like, pull them out? Because if you mean the latter, then that is possible. So if you know, like, common routes people are using on autopilot, like, say, going from Sol to 43 beta, you could actually camp those routes and use a disruptor beam to pull them out. That's actually the beam that was added to the interceptors, them being called interceptors, is actually made for that. So you can have like a couple people with interceptors. Actually, I don't even know, is it a beam or a bubble? I don't know. We can drop in and check them because I have a bunch of interceptors. Basically, you can put like a blockade across like a well-known pathways. Like if someone's going from like Sol to 43 beta, a guild could come up and have like a row of interceptors in that pathway, just pulling people out of FTL as they're trying to go from gate to gate, and then just killing them and taking all their cargo. And are we not going to get a mission spawn? Am I at the right coordinates? 72, 956, 101, 310. Yeah, we're close enough. We're right on top of it. So this is another issue, is the mission spawns are sometimes slow or non-existent at times until you restart. Let's fly around, try and trigger them. This is one issue. So when the mission system was originally put out forever ago, last year, we didn't really have that many commanders, so like having all the mission spawns, having a mission spawn for players all on the same timer wasn't a big deal because you wouldn't have a bunch of players coming to spawn points one after another, typically. But now that we have newer players, it is an issue. And we need our own spawn timers. Probably even our own spawn points. These guys are not spawning. I'm on the spawn point. Yeah. So when this happens, there's a couple things you can try. First thing I'm going to try is I'm going to slipstream like 10,000 G away and then come back.
Slipstream initiated.
See if this will re-trigger the spawn if I re-enter
Slipstream initiated.
the spawn area. I'll give it a couple minutes. So let's go through some other stuff.
say ice cream?
Let's talk about something else and give these NPCs a few minutes to see if they spawn. Let's talk about chat and logs. Let's start with logs. The simplest thing, so there's two logs. Combat log, which mine is empty because I haven't had any combat. This is going to show damage you do to NPCs or players and vice versa. If you go AFK, say you go AFK and you come back and somebody killed you, you want to know who killed you, you would come to the combat log. If it's a player, it'll tell you their name. If it's NPC, it'll tell you the NPC, whatever. Mining log, you'll probably see a lot of this in future streams where we're mining. This is where your mining scanner results will show, and you can actually select from there. It's also going to show where the ore you mine is, or what ore you mine. Chat. So this chat system's actually pretty new. It's only like a month or so old, maybe 2 months. I don't know. Time flies nowadays. So the main chat everyone's in is going to be global chat. So this is chat that you can see no matter where you are, and you can talk to people no matter where you are. The second chat is going to be system. So this is just within the system we're in. So this is only people who are in Proxima right now that can see and talk in here. Then you have private, which are like DMs. Then you got trade chat, where you can like say want to buy pirate or want to sell whatever. And then this little gear is the last section, and this is actually showing you all the players. So right now I think we're in Proxima. Yeah, so this is just for the system. Proxima is a very busy system, probably the second busiest or first busiest. So these are all people that are currently in Proxima. Green means they are logged in their ship online right now. Red means their ship's in the system, but they're logged out, so they're not actually on right now. And then you can see a list for everybody, though I don't know if it's even, I think this is just for searching. Yeah, so like you can search, so say if I wanted to send Allegria a DM, I would come to all, search for his name, go here, and I would click add. I think I changed that a little. So I just sent Allegria an invite to a private DM, and then I can send him a DM here. If your ship, so Cappuccino says I'm an FTL from Fringe system, but showed up in that list. Is your ship, I think you might show up in the system the moment you start FTLing back to Proxima. Because the way it works on the back end, the moment you start FTLing to Proxima, you're recorded as being in Proxima. So even if you just started FTLing to Proxima from like Muare, and you still got like 12 hours left to get here, you'll show in this local list. Because you'll notice when you're FTLing to Interstellar FTLing, that as soon as you engage FTL, the system in the top is actually going to change to your destination system. Alright, so these guys aren't spawning. I'm going to do another client restart. Hopefully that does it. Or let's just try going to main menu and back. If they don't spawn after this, I might just log out of this account, log into my main account, and we can sell some stuff into buy orders there, and I can show you guys a little more stuff quickly, or just show off a ship or two. Make sure we're at the right chords again. I think I'm gonna ask them. Yeah, we're at the chords. A couple hundred you off. Baby Whale Pod asked, does the schedule or pattern for cube spawns change during the event? As far as I know right now, it's static. But once the event's probably gonna change. Like the next invasion wave will be on Thursday or Friday, I believe, and I would expect it to change somewhat then. But I don't know the inner details on that. But I would highly expect it to change. And I don't think these guys are gonna spawn. And I'm gonna tell them this is an issue. This is a really bad issue. If I was like a brand new player trying to complete my tutorial missions. We should set the spawn timer on these guys to like 1 minute, because no one's gonna farm these guys. Alright. I'm gonna jump off this and jump onto my main account and show you guys some stuff on there. Log out. I'm gonna hide my screen while I log in. Just gonna throw this up so it's blocking my login stuff. I actually don't know where I am. I think I'm probably docked at Proxima. Or I'm in a pod in EQ. I forget. Yep, I'm in a pod and EQ. Do I have a ship here? I probably got blown up by the Borgs last time I was here. So if you get blown up, once again open GFI network, go to insurance. You have a ton of ships like this. You're going to want to filter for pending claims. Okay, yeah, see I have 2 dead ships. Let's get into the Defiant. So another thing, I always mess this up. Once you claim on insurance, you're not actually boarding the ship. I have a really bad habit of reclaiming ship and then undocking without boarding it. So make sure you're doing that. How long have I been playing CSC total? Since it's been out. I did the first, I don't have anywhere near as many hours as some guys in the game, but I've been following it since the first pre-sale, since the mining expedition alpha days like over 2 years ago. I probably only put in, of actual like personal playtime, I probably only put in about 15 to 20 hours a week anymore, because I spend a lot of other times doing like testing and bug work or whatever. So let's go ahead. Do I have TCF? I got 4 TCF cans, so we can use the super gate.
Slipstream initiated.
So we're back on my main account, FYI, obviously, not on the starter account. This is USS Defiant. This is a ship from the first Star Trek event, a little intrepid ship. It's nice and quick. I think they go for like 0.15 nowadays, 0.15 ETH. I just had it because I was zipping around here checking all the Borg rifts for bugs this weekend. And look at, is this something wrong with me? Like, I've never gotten the errors this many times. 3 times in a row is wild. Let's try the other super gate. Some systems have 2 super gates, like EQ has 2.
Slipstream initiated.
Yeah, so if you ever see like a little green or red light on this GFI network button, that means you have something here. It's kind of like an unread marker. So like I had a green light because I bought some crates earlier that were in my inventory now. And we're arriving. Oh, come on. Yes, it works. And I haven't streamed in forever. And then sitting in quarantine by myself most days, I don't talk much, and I didn't think I realized how like weak my vocal cords are now. Because I've only been streaming for how long? An hour? And I'm feeling it in my throat already. Like it's rough to talk. I used to do like 3 or 4 hours with no problem. It's pretty wild. Like how your vocal cords can get weak like any other muscle. I'm just living in solitude. And are we gonna load? Did I go to the right spot? We are getting rife. We are just rife with bugs tonight. This is not good. There should be a station here. Oh, I should have checked for bugs before I exited out. Blah. Yeah, is it normally this bad, Cappuccino, with the bugs? I have not played much in the past week, if at all, really. So I don't. Is this normal? Not for like this past week. I know people are having bugs, but it's like I don't think it should be this bad for everybody. There it is. Now it's up. Even the star didn't load. Planet didn't load earlier either. Alright, now we can sell into a buy order. I don't know if you guys are still watching that, wanted to see that. So let's see. Let's find a... I got a ton of ice. So let's sell some ice into a buy order. So... refined ice is going for 6... Somebody wants... see. This is something you got to pay attention to on buy orders. So there's a buy order here for 16 GRP, and you might automatically think, oh, I want to sell into that. But you need to double check the station and the range. So the station is just the station that the person buying was at when they put that buy order in. It may or may not mean that you have to be at that station. And that's what range is going to tell you. So you're going to see some have unlimited range and some have station set as their range. So like the 16 GRP buy order, the range is unlimited. So even though I'm at Proxima Prime Station, I can sell into this. Whereas this buy order that says it's at Proxima Prime and the range is station, I can sell into this right now because I'm at Proxima Prime. But if I was a GFI home, I would have to bring all the ice here to Proxima Prime to sell into this buy order. But fortunately, there's a 16 GRP buy order with unlimited range, so I can sell into that. Like, just thinking about that, I'm sure you guys can think of like how many ways you'll be able to make money. I mean, if you have a whole galaxy, eventually we're gonna have hundreds of systems. You'll be able to make money just like going to one end of the galaxy, buying a stack of whatever ore is common in that area of the galaxy, transporting it to the other side of the galaxy, and selling it somewhere where that ore is a lot more expensive. You can basically just be a space trucker if that's what you're into. Alright, to sell into a buy order, it's a little awkward and not entirely intuitive right now. Because you're actually, to sell into a buy order, you just make a sell order that matches it. So if I want to sell, so they want 2,580. So the first thing I'm going to do, since this stack is bigger than that, I'm going to split this stack into however much I want to sell. Which I'm just going to fill this whole buy order, why not? So I got my stack 2,580, right click on it, sell item. They want 16 grip, sell for 16. And after the station fees are deducted, I'm going to get 41,280 GRP. I'm going to click sell. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm sure. Sure. I sold that at a stupid cheap price, but I don't really care. You'll see it automatically sold. Item sold for 16 GRP. GRP has been credited to your account, which it probably did, the little ticker thing over here, but I had it covered. You can see that 16 GRP buy order is gone now. Now if you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I actually sold my stuff, there's a couple places you can check. So for here, we're going to go to closed orders. You're going to see right here, selling ice for 16 GRP, it's gone. Another place you can look is by going to your profile. And you can actually see all activity on your account here. So you'll see there's 2 entries in this log for that, what I just did. So marketplace transfer, so this is telling me that I transferred 2,580 pieces of ore into the escrow for the marketplace. And then this entry is telling me that I sold that and I made 40,042 GRP off of that. So if you're ever not sure if you got GRP, or say you got 100,000 GRP out of nowhere, you're not sure where it came from, you can come here and check. But this will show everything. It shows like your jump, when you use jump gates and TCF gets subtracted. Like I bought some crates earlier and I got some bonus GRP. You can see the deduction of the GFC from when I bought the crates. If you get like referrals, it'll tell you the money you get for referrals in here. All kinds of stuff. Alright, and I think I'm gonna call it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off because my voice is killing me and I was not expecting it to. And I stopped finish work like I said earlier. The tedious work. I'll give it a few more minutes if you guys got any last minute questions or requests for something to see quickly. Go ahead and drop them. Trying to think if there's anything else super useful for new players that I could show you real quick. Yeah, let's talk about FTL ships. So if you bought the Steam pack and you did the tutorial, then you should have 2 ships right now, the Skipper and the Vanguard SG. If you bought more stuff, then you probably have even more ships than that. So one nice thing once you get multiple ships is you can sell them and you can send them off in interstellar FTL to like far systems to explore, or maybe you just want to save some money and you don't want to pay for a jump gate or whatever, I don't know. But you can see here, like I have all these ships in FTL that they are already arrived at the system that I sent them to. So like this Prospector, I sent it 96 Kappa 170, it's there. So if I wanted to, I'd click in and I can board it and it dropped me right in 96 Kappa 170 in this Prospector. Same with all these ships. Like, here's my Borg cube. We can actually, let's jump on this right now, because it's arrived at Proxima Centauri when I did it from a mining run I did earlier this weekend. But this FTL ship feature is really nice for exploration, and it's a good reason to pick up some cheaper ships too, because you can explore fringe, maybe get some more valuable ores, because you can make some decent money mining in core systems. Core systems being systems with jump gates, but the real money is mining out in fringe systems, which fringe systems require you to FTL to them or Q jump to them. They also have much more difficult NPCs that will kill you if you're not quick enough to cloak and run away, or you're not power enough to fight them. But you can jump out there. I mine in Intrepids and Corsairs in Fringe. It's possible. You just need like a cloak or something, and you need to pay attention. One good trip to a Fringe system where you hit some like ultra rare ores could be some big bank for a new player. And that's probably something I'm gonna test out and try out in like the Vulcan Skipper. Because I mean, even a stack of like 100 diamond, or like 100 alarum, or 100 galtronium could be worth like, to me, or like an established player, it doesn't seem like that much. But when you're a brand new player and you're sitting on like 5,000 GRP, you know, you can turn around and sell like 100 galtronium for shit, I don't even know, like 100,000 GRP or something. I haven't looked at the prices in a while on them, but it's a nice boost. Like one good load in a Vulcan Skipper could probably buy you a module. You just gotta find the ores. It's all about exploration, which makes sense. I mean, you're in space, you know? All these vast reaches of space. You gotta just dig around and find stuff. All these people mining like millions and millions of GRP worth of ore. They didn't just like stumble into that. Like, I know myself, I've scouted all the systems countless times, so many hours, just running from system to system, sampling or recording it, determining which system is good for which ores. That's the key to the game, really. Did it not dock? The key to the game is really figuring out the niches that you're going to make money in, and putting that effort into it. Because you can make money running missions, you can make money just crafting. Shit, once you get enough GRP, you can make money just sitting in a station, buying raw ore, refining it, and making components and selling the components. Like, you could make money never leaving the station if you get crafty with it. I mean, I've sold level 1 components to people and made money doing it. It's entirely possible. Alright, I'm going to double check any other questions. I think we're good. No other questions here, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to try and do streams like this once a week on the starter account. One, because even personally, I just want to see, like, how long is it going to take me to make $100 starting from $10? It's going to take me a month? Is it going to take me 6 months? I don't know. But we will see. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you have any other questions related to the game, you can drop them in the CSC Discord. I'll get to them, or there's a lot of really great players in the community that are just as knowledgeable as I am that can help you out as well. And with that, have a good night. Until next time, I'll see you guys.